Next up, we have the Niners at 3. Do we all have Fields going to the Niners? Anybody got Mac Jones?
Totally going against Vegas right now, who has I think 2-1 odds. Mac Jones going number 3. It's crazy that not one of us put Mac Jones at number 3 right now. So we could be completely wrong about
are we haters?
The rest of the picks here.
Are we haters?
I am a hater for sure. I've been a hater all my life, and I'm not going to stop hating now. To me, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand why they would trade all the way up to 3 to get Jones. Everything has him. I mean, he was mocked initially from what I remember. He was mocked to the Washington football team at 19. He's been mocked to the Patriots at 15. I remember initially when I first kind of went through the draft this year, a couple months ago, I had the Niners taking Matt Jones at 12. And I still think if they don't take him at 3, I think there's a solid chance he's still going to be available at 12. I just can't see them giving up 3 first-round picks to move up all the way up to 3 to get a guy that they could probably get at 12. But if not, they could have even traded with the Lions. They couldn't have traded with the Panthers before the Darnold trade. But I don't see why they would do. They could have traded with the Cowboys if they wanted to move up a couple spots and probably still get Jones. I just don't see mortgaging their future for something that they could have had anyway. Fields, though, is a stud. Extreme accuracy, 4.44 40 time. Physically, he's a freak. He's aggressive. He launches the ball down the field every opportunity he gets, and he's been great through his college career. He's you look at PFF scores. He's been up there mid 80s, 90s, pretty much his whole college career. You have Zach Wilson, who was kind of a one-hit wonder last year. Didn't do terribly well before that, but to me, Justin Fields is the way to go. But if Mac Jones does go, then I guess I guess we're just being difficult. All right. Anything else anyone want to add about Fields or Jones? Okay. All right. Next up, we have the 4th pick. I think we all differ on this one. D'Lo, who do you have going at 4?
Yeah, 4 is kind of where I think I talked about it with both of you, where what Atlanta does here kind of changes a lot of things for everyone. I have Pitts going to Atlanta. I looked at Lance because I think Lance going to Atlanta sounds great for Lance to learn behind Matt Ryan, franchise's best quarterback probably ever. But for a team to draft someone in the first round that potentially doesn't see the field for that following year, that could be a little bit messy and bad for morale. And Ryan is 35 years old. I'm sure he's got plenty left in the tank. And I think they get him another weapon. 159 targets last year went to guys named Russell Gage, Olamide Zaccheaus, Christian Blake. Julio missed or left like 59 games in a 17-week season, believe it or not. That's a guy who we should question how long he's got. But Kyle Pitts, who's pretty much a receiver in a tight end's body, get that guy 120 targets, get a running back that runs more than 3 yards per carry, like Gurley. And I think you restore Atlanta right away as a perennial division winner next year if you get Kyle Pitts.
Germs, who do you have going at 4?
I like that, D'Lo. But I'm actually going with Trey Lance. And in a way, the way you mentioned it, it's a good fit for Lance. I think that's the reason why I'm kind of rooting for it. But I'm predicting something more, kind of like what happened with the Eagles this past year. The whole Jalen Hurts, they brought him in. And, even though they're taking financial hits, it's kind of like a moving on type of thing. And they still kind of sold Wentz not high, but they still got somewhat. They wasn't that bad. You get what I'm saying? Everyone was somewhat happier then, and it's feeling like something like that is brewing up in for Falcons. Ridley looked amazing last year. Julio, you have guys. A lot of these games were close. Their defense has been shaky, but you got these weapons. Matt, I don't think I got a feeling, Matt Ryan is he's gonna be checking out soon. Not within the next 2-3 years, but maybe I can see him moving on somewhere else.
I think the teams like the Broncos, the Bears, the Patriots are 3 teams that I think are looking for a quarterback and potentially to trade up for Lance at 4. In my kind of simulation, I had those teams just betting that they will not take Lance, and then they will start kind of fielding calls to basically who's up a little bit after that, like Lions at 7 or Cowboys at 10. So yeah, no, but it's pretty much Lance or Pitts or they trade, right? So Mike, do you have them trading?
I did, yeah. So initially, I think we'd even talked about this on a prior show. Lance does seem like the perfect fit for Atlanta. He can learn behind Matt Ryan. He's going to need some polishing. The level of competition that he saw in the Missouri Valley Conference wasn't all that. He's going to need some time to get acclimated to the pro level. But the more I just kind of looked into the realities of Matt Ryan's contract, it just doesn't make any sense to me if I'm the Falcons. Matt Ryan is currently signed through 2023. So they have 3 more years left of Matt Ryan. Lance is likely going to sign a 4-year rookie contract. If he's in the first round, they can extend that to 5. But even if that does happen and they keep Ryan through his contract, they have 2 years of Lance starting. He's gonna be riding the bench for 3 years. They can let go of Ryan after 2022, but they're going to end up with $15 million in dead cap. And from what they just did with Ryan, with kind of restructuring his deal, it just tells me that they're looking to build around him instead of replacing him. So I had them trading down to the 9 pick. So the Broncos will be moving up to 4 to get Trey Lance. I just think the Broncos wouldn't want to risk another team swooping in, trading with the Lions or even with the Dolphins again, I guess, and swooping in there and getting Lance or trading with even the Panthers. So I think there's a good possibility that the Broncos could land Lance. They have Mike Shula as their QB coach now. Mike Shula was Cam Newton's offensive coordinator and QB coach when he was in Carolina. So he led Cam Newton to a Rookie of the Year award. He led him to a 2015 MVP award. And that's when Newton was accurate. Trey Lance's biggest issue is the lack of accuracy. He's kind of a scatter shot. But if Mike Shula can make it work with Cam Newton, then maybe he can help Trey Lance. I think it's a great fit for Denver. They have that nasty defense. If they can get a solid QB under center, then I think they're a real threat for sure.